Hey, the defense was good. The injuries are not. The offense, I don't really know. But I think there's a reason why. And don't panic yet. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Dan Fates here once again alongside all of his friends here at Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, where the Bills picked up their first preseason win. Yay. But we have lots to talk about, including injuries, offense, defense, a bright spot, and somebody that is very, very Buffalo. Before we get into all of that, as I will ramble here before the rain hopefully comes back, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. At 32,000 subscribers, next stop, the moon. So let's start with the bad news. It's what we talk about before every preseason game. The only thing that matters is that nobody gets hurt. Well, the Bills had multiple injuries tonight, most notably to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who got crumpled up on a tackle. The team said it's a neck injury. It didn't look good. MVS got into the blue tent. He was able to walk out of the blue tent under his own power, but then got in the front seat of the cart and went off to the locker room. I think it's good news that it's just a neck injury and he was able to walk off, but just the way that he folded up didn't look good. Again, we'll talk about the offense in a second. And whatever you think about MVS, and we have talked about him extensively on this channel, it is not good to see one of the Bills' wide receivers go down. We will have to wait for a timeline. I asked Sean McDermott about all of the injuries because there were multiple. Quentin Morris was also on there. Mitchell Trubisky. Trying to think of a few other ones because it was a long list of players that were ruled out. He said he didn't have any update on any of them. They're being evaluated, and we will know more in the coming days. So that is the big thing that I took out of tonight's game. We always talk about injuries are the only thing that we really care about, and there were multiple. The most notable to MVS, as well as Mitchell Trubisky. Trubisky kind of got tackled off to the side. It was one of those tackles where it comes on the side in your knee, and instantly he was shaking it off. Instantly was kind of trying to move his leg. He ended up throwing a really nice pass later on in that drive to Zach Davidson. That set up one of the 3 Tyler Bass field goals. But then as soon as the third down was over, he hobbled to the sidelines, went right to trainers, was worked onto the table, kind of checking out his lower right leg, knee area, things like that. He didn't come back out for another series. That's why we saw a whole bunch of Ben DiNucci. So that is what that's my big takeaway. What was your big takeaway? Make sure to comment in below. But the injuries kind of piling up. We also did not see Josh Allen tonight. Sean McDermott said the plan was for Allen to play, but the only time we saw him on the field was for the coin toss. He won it. He called tails, and they won the coin toss. As for that, the only time we saw him was high-fiving teammates. Sean said because of the weather conditions, in his gut, it didn't feel like the right thing to do. There was also an abbreviated pregame warm-up. Players were on the field when the skies opened up and everybody cleared the field. I didn't think the field was in that bad of shape. It rained heavy about 2 hours before the game when the field was tarped. The delay we had before the game was for lightning and severe weather warning in the area. So it kind of was perked up in my head of Josh wasn't taking a whole bunch of reps with the first team during pregame warmups because they came right out. Normally there's about 30 minutes of players in shorts. Then they come out with the field in pads and do about 30 minutes of warm-up then before kickoff. So because of all that, Sean said that was why he made the decision not to play Josh. Okay, Josh out of the way, injuries out of the way. As for the defense, I thought they played with their hair on fire. I know it's just the preseason, but they played to the standard. I think Bobby Babich learned a lot from his first preseason game against the Bears. They gave up 33 points. They answered back only giving up 3. I know it was just Russell Wilson, who I don't think is very good. And Justin Fields, it's incredible that he can be so good and so bad at the same time. But nonetheless, I thought the defense bowed up. Greg Rousseau played like his hair was on fire today. He was pushing people around, grown men like they were kids. I thought he was outstanding. And part of it is we always talk about that there's not game planning, right? Obviously in the preseason. But sometimes I think that helps you play free. It's just the simple fact of see the ball, get the ball. And I thought that's exactly what Rousseau did. 2.5 sacks in just 3 series for the first-team defense. I thought they were outstanding. This is what Sean McDermott, Dorian Williams, and Greg Rousseau had to say about their performance.
The defense came out with a purpose, and they understood the plan. They understood what they wanted to get done. With Coach Babish and the defensive staff, I thought put together a good game plan. We didn't do a lot, but we allowed our players to play, and they played.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. We still got some things to clean up, but yeah, I mean, as far as the guys that's in there, you know what I mean. No matter if you're 1, 2, or 3, the standard is the standard. Communication, eyes, everything's still up to T.
It was last week kind of. I know it's just preseason, but 33 points is not the standard. And
no,
got something that seemed like. I know it's a preseason game, but there seemed to be more of an edge.
Yeah, for
on
sure.
The defense.
Yeah. We don't ever want to go out there and put that out there on tape. So yeah, everybody kind of had a chip on their shoulder, and we're ready to go out here and prove it again.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, it's only one game, so it's week by week. It's like every single week is a new season. So just got to keep on trying to keep that standard up week by week.
Obviously, I know there's no game planning in the preseason. Mm-hmm. Does that allow you to just kind of play free and get after it? Sometimes, I know there's schemes and game plans, but sometimes is the preseason simple it down to just see ball, hit ball?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just calling base calls and going out there and just playing smart, fast, and physical. That's what Coach Babbage preaches week in and week out. So, yeah, in a way it does.
And another guy that just continues to impress me, and maybe it's lost on Bills fans just because of how long he's been doing it in the standard, Taron Johnson's a freak. The things that he does on a football field constantly amaze me. At his side, tackling Pat Freiermuth in space, the way that he can cover wide receivers, cover running backs out of the flat. Every single time out there, I go, damn, this guy's really good, and he's special. So I thought he played well. We also saw a pass breakup from Christian Benford. I thought the defense played outstanding. And shout out to Joe Andreessen, Lancaster native, UB grad, out there with a team-high 12 tackles. Sean McDermott was asked about the Buffalo native after the game, and it's just such a Buffalo story.
He did. Yeah, he did. It's, when a young guy gets an opportunity and he makes the most of it, it's just fun to watch a young man like that, especially a local guy. I think I met his aunt in the elevator in the hotel, and she was excited. Was on the phone with Joe's mom, who had just called in at the time, and you love stories like that, right? So real happy for Joe.
Yeah, I'd consider Joe Andreessen as Buffalo as blue light and chicken wings. That guy just played like his hair on fire. It's not going to replace anything of Matt Milano, and obviously Dorian Williams played well. Also, I thought he can fill gaps, but this Joe Andreessen's kind of like just an unreal story, especially for Buffalo. Blue-collar guy, all of those things. That really stood out to me. So I thought the defense played really good. I thought Jamarcus Ingram also flashed. I thought the defense, again, bright spot. To answer back, I thought to play up to the standard was a good sign. Now let's move to the offense. The bright spot. I talked about him after the joint practice. Ray Davis. Ray Davis is quickly rising in my book. I thought in the passing game during the joint practice, he looks as smooth as a running back can look running routes. It's not fair to say he's as smooth as a wide receiver running routes, but his body control, the way that he's fluid, the way that he can adjust and rotate his body, how smooth he looks catching the ball down the field, in the flat, all of those things. And Sean McDermott said you could feel him on the field. And that when they did go on at one of their field goal drives at the start of the second half, McDermott said you could feel him. He got his pad level even to the line of scrimmage, started running downhill. It's a bright spot. Again, I really think he can do well in the pass protection game, which is a bright spot. And I always thought, I've been a big Ty Johnson fan. I think Ray Davis is going to give Ty Johnson a run for his money to be that third down back. I really do. And again, a strong game for the offensive line to bounce back and moving forward. Okay, so now let's get to the quarterbacks because they weren't good. They just weren't. Mitch Trubisky. I was against the signing when they got him. I know it's a backup quarterback. And I know you're screwed no matter what if Josh Allen goes down. But I just don't think Mitch is the guy. And I thought it's a disservice to try and evaluate the offensive line and the wide receivers with Trubisky as the guy. It just didn't have any sync. And that's all that I wanted to see out of this offense. Again, I don't care. I understand it's the preseason. Scores don't matter. Stats don't matter. But I wanted to see Josh Allen get in some type of rhythm with his new weapons like Keon Coleman and Mac Hollins and those guys. And there just wasn't it. And obviously that was because Josh Allen didn't play. But it's tough to evaluate what I've seen out of Keon Coleman because I thought twice Mitchell Trubisky almost got him killed going over the middle. So how can I evaluate what I think of Keon Coleman as he's in game action when I don't think he has a quarterback really throwing to him? So that's never a good sign. It's hard to evaluate the talent of this first-team offense when Josh has only thrown 3 passes. So will Josh play in the 3rd preseason game? I'd rather not. I'd rather just bubble wrap him along with Greg Rousseau and some of these guys like Terrell Bernard, which I already think are game ready, and bubble wrap them for week 1. But I do want to see some type of rhythm with this offense and all the new pieces. That's what Sean McDermott said of. That's why he wanted to play Josh in week 1, was because of all the new pieces. So I haven't seen any rhythm. So in 8 quarters, there hasn't been a single touchdown in the preseason. That's not great, Bob. But the caveat is that Josh Allen has only thrown 3 passes this entire preseason. So don't panic, but I'd like to see a larger sample size of Josh with all of these new weapons. I don't know. Are you concerned? Do you want to see Josh Allen play in the 3rd preseason game? Do you want to see rhythm? Do you care? I am team. I don't care about wins and stats, and it's obviously just be healthy in this preseason and get out of it. But damn, I just want to see what this offense can do a little bit, having some sort of rapport. Also, Ben DiNucci comes in. He was signed on Monday. He really didn't take many snaps in the joint practice. So the offensive playbook is, if it's toned down in the preseason, it's toned down another 2 notches because Ben DiNucci just got here this week. And he probably only knows a few plays. That's why it wasn't really all that impressive. So no touchdowns in 8 quarters this preseason for the offense is not good. But I think that there's the reason that Josh hasn't been out there. I'm not going to panic yet. The silver lining of this Bills offense in this preseason, Tyler Bass, 5 for 5 on field goal attempts. I don't care how short they are. I don't care how they go in. They've gone in. That is a bright spot for this offense. 0 touchdowns, not good. 5 field goals, 5 for 5 for Tyler Bass. At least it's a trending in the right direction for Tyler Bass. So, to recap, injuries bad. Greg Rousseau, good. Defense, good. I thought Dorian Williams can still improve the technique. He's just so raw. But Greg Rousseau even joked around that he flies around. He's a psycho. He doesn't wear gloves. Like, he's just plays with his hair on fire. You just want to see it be under control a little bit more. Joe Andreessen, have yourself a night for the Buffalo native. I loved seeing that. And Tyler Bass, I think, is the one bright spot we can take out of this preseason. Let me know your comments in. Again, I'm just rambling by myself here. But they won, and that's good, I guess, kind of. I want to see Josh. I want to see Josh get some rapport with MVS. We don't know the status of injury. Mac Hollins, Curtis Samuel didn't play. It seems like it's just a veteran rest thing for him. Dalton Kincaid didn't play. Things like that. The offense doesn't concern me that much because it hasn't been an offense with Josh. And if Josh is gone for any point this season, they're screwed. That's just the fact of the matter. All right, that'll do it for my time here in Pittsburgh with my friends. I didn't run into a jugs machine, though, again. So that's a bright spot. All right, for Dan Fates, thanks for watching. Please be sure, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Content continues. Appreciate it, as always. I miss my family. I can't wait to get home to my girls. Like, comment, subscribe. Are you concerned? But Josh hasn't played. That'll do it for me on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you here next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.